Such a subliminal pursuit kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the culture, jadisha how deep you are, how sick you are.
Niaje, karibu to Sanaa kwa Sanaa, another Sanaa kwa Sanaa album review coming through to you. It's been a minute kiasi since tuchangamke upande wa album reviews, but here we are. There are so many that tumefanya kwa hii channel, huwezi complain that hakuna reviews. There are so many, but we are back in the chambers, back kwa hii mansion.
Yes sir.
It's a mansion.
Paka paint mpya.
Yeah, it's a mansion. So, but we are here.
Yes sir. Let's see who we street artist we are in this time.
So shukran sana kwa kukuwa hapa for another one. As the video inasema, we are here for Ras Amor's new album, his latest release. It came out a few months ago, inayoitwa Time Machine. Ini debut album yake. In 2020 ali-release a number of projects. So akona 3 EPs prior to this to his name. Kuna Let Love, kuna Let Love, kuna Take 2, which nili review for MWE ya 2021, na kuna Before You Go. Unfortunately, has he exist anywhere at the moment since a rebrand na anza kukuwa Ras Amor. Previously alikuwa Edi Seymour, but you can find those songs kwa DSPs and a project called The Lost Tape, so you can still find some of the songs huko, but officially zilikuwa released vile nimesema. Then Time Machine, a debut album yake. Tufanya hizi reviews, our criteria in an aspect: start with production and musicality, concept and idea, and the content and themes of a project. Feel free kutuambia your thoughts kwa comments as you listen to our sentiments pia. Roger,
This time atusome comments.
natuna comments za kusoma.
Wow. Okay. Na tumalize last one.
No comments ziko kwa videos nyingi sana.
African, what did you think?
Tuambie maoni yako kuhusu nini?
Tuambie maoni yako kuhusu Time Machine. Time Machine. Nakusanya maneno.
Najigatha.
Yeah, I am gathering myself, plus now niko natafuta something.
Naendelea tu.
Nihusu. Alright, okay. Ras Amor, Time Machine. So, when nilianza kusikiza with mwanzo, I liked how it starts with the harmonies in the intro song. The writing was kind of witty in the first verse about venye demo alikuwa anakunywa supu akamwambia tumeka kitu, you know. So yeah, so it was engaging with the first song, but then the poetry, you know, at the end the whole thing about time, it's like, oh, I don't know.
Can you call it poetry? Nika tu mtu anasoma ama anasema kitu.
Anasema okay, the speech, whatever that was, that thank you, yeah, at the end with you know, like a seed, like a tree grows in a seed, and it comes a time when, you know, it dies and the bark cracks, and that's how time is. Sikuelewa, but then it goes on further, and you know, time, what you want from it is not. What was it? What you want, basically, can you nataka si can you tapata. I think that's what
kuna point where what you never thought you would feel.
Yeah, feel like you feel again. But I felt that was in reference to Mwanzo, because you know, in the first verse he says, the whole dem alimpigia, atume kitu ya supu, hakujua in a few days atasema waachane. So I kinda that part I got, that part nilielewa. But in your sikuelewa was how it ties into it being her or them or him being in a time machine. But then when nilikaa nayo for a while, I was like, maybe, because the project was very random. Like it kept skipping from one thing to another. Because mwanzo ni, it's a breakup song. Empty Pockets is, he meets this lady, but she wants, no romance without finance. What have you done for me lately? Whoa, for my old people. So yeah, so I'm like, so is this a new lady, or is it, like you get, like you're gonna skip, and then after Empty Pockets it goes to Mola Nipe Mpenzi, where it's like, Baridi Mezidi, which I really, really liked the writing.
Because you relate.
Yeah, man. It's a big
Great
house.
mansion, yeah.
It's a big house. The bed is the same size, but it feels big.
Big without.
Feels big. Sam, this bed feels big without you.
Very big.
Yeah. So for Maloni Pempenzi, I think was the first verse of that song was one of the highlights of the project, how he wrote it. The scheme he used. Taka, yeah, it was, I really, really loved it. But then, so you're from Mwanzo, it's a breakup song. Empty Pockets is, no romance without finance type of thing. Molani Pempenzi, of course, it's obvious. Pili Pili is about in a relationship, and people are, criticizing the relationship. So, like you get, and then exactly, like ilikuwa ina skip all over. But then when nilikaa nayo, I was like, maybe that's the idea he had for the whole time machine. Because if you're given a time machine right now, I mean, yeah, there's a period of memory you'd want to go back to, but ideally most people would want to skip around. So when they, maybe go back to like the 1990s or whatever happened in your life, you'd want to either relive those memories again or go back to change a few things. So that's what was happening. But then after One For Me, Kukuja Kwa Sherehe, and I think is it the second or the third verse, he talks about mafuta inapanda ikishuka.
I think the verse before you can the second one before the chorus, Johnny, it's towards the ending of a verse.
It's towards the end of it's towards the end of a verse. So where he says mafuta inapanda ikishuka wanatudanganya, so acha tu tupige tu sherehe. But then in the same song he says ameingia kwa party, he's with a lady. People are thinking that's all he does is party, but like ako kazi, like you get, like ilikuwa so all over the place. And then the interlude comes in where he's talking about, he just wants to talk about, the human experience,
love
and exactly, about us being royal. But then after that you go to Cheche, which is the rumba, which again I really loved the song. And then after Cheche, the Ceylon, the lady who did the time thing at the end comes back and says, so anyway, Nika, there was a point. So that the fact that she came back made me think that there's a point to the arrangement. But sijaelewa bado. Like it was so all over the place. It was so all over the place. And then Ceylon comes out of nowhere where he talks about his journey as an artist, and how he started. A few people didn't really believe in him, and then he met those walimshikilia mkono, and now he's carrying on the good fight. And that's the final song. But then it like for an album, I really think we need to have these conversations more and more. I think Kenyan artists, most Kenyan artists, we are very far away from putting together a cohesive project, whether that's an EP or an album or mixtape, whatever it is. And the fact that this is an album, I was expecting, or I would have preferred more cohesion than. There are a few good songs. The production is I didn't mind it. The instrumentation, especially the bass line in Empty Pockets, was really, really good. I think that's probably Onyach, but I'm not sure. It might be him. It might be Ras Amor himself, but siko sure. The instrumentation was really, really good. Instrumentation kwa cheche pia, the guitar in Mola Nipe Mpenzi, nilipenda the arrangements in the chorus in Sherehe was again, I have no problem with how the songs sound or how they were arranged or how they were produced. I just have a problem with the album as a whole, because there's no direction, there's no cohesion. The fact that there is an interlude, the fact that there's the excerpt at the start, Mwanzo, and it comes back at the end, means that there is something they were trying to do, but the fact that it's not clear makes it even more of an issue. Yeah, my main issue was just that the time thing, the being in a time machine, it didn't really go anywhere. It did not really go anywhere. Even the interlude would have been a perfect opportunity to kind of tie everything together. But then what he talks about in the interlude about us being royal has nothing to do with what
the following song.
Both the following song and what has been expressed up until that point. From Mwanzo, Empty Pockets, Mola Nipe Mpenzi, Pili Pili One for me, all that is about love. Like you get. So yeah, I just for that ilitoa marks mingi sana.
Time Machine. Naweza sema the first time nilisikia the album, I was utterly disappointed. And hiyo ilikuwa my first experience of kuisikiza, na mostly ilikuwa because of the album title,
Time Machine.
And the idea.
And even the cover.
So yes.
Because the cover,
so
you could see. Yeah, it was...
So, nakumbuka nikiona the cover, na nikiona hizo different sort of
windows,
portals that you can get
into
different worlds, which bring home the idea of time machine. Unaweza ingia huku uende somewhere different. Uende place ingine, uingie hii.
That's what I thought he was doing. The jumping around from Empty Pockets to Mola Nipe Mpenzi. I thought it's like a time machine, but about with his relationship or his pursuit of love or whatever it is. But then,
so nilikuwa nimeangalia the cover na nilikuwa na the idea, and then ako in different outfits. So nilikuwa napata the concept ya different situations, different moments in time, and being a different person, because it's a time machine and you're traveling through time. But akani hizo ideas are wanting to change things and rewrite reality, but the base idea ni una travel through time, so kupeleka watu through different experiences na emotions or realities. Then the excerpt inakuja mwisho wa Mwanzo brings out that idea concept time, comparing that also to a tree and time cracking, a time kukuwa a linear thing that is in constant motion. So you can tell walikuwa na hiyo intent. Then pia the clock, the TikTok sound, Mwanzo as well as mwisho. So what unasema naweza itai to also your question earlier how the songs flow. So when that was starting, nilikuwa nikisikia mara ya kwanza nilikuwa najiambia isikue another project ya mapenzi na such songs, and that is the entire album.
You gonna get this.
So hiyo ilikuwa nikisikia mara ya kwanza ilikuwa my desire kwa jambia wezi kumechukua such a concept that is right there, na mwenyewe umetuonesha the possibility of the artwork, and then ikaenda kumekuwa only love related. It can still be, but kuna so much potential na promise that alikuwa ameoffer. But outside of that, the point nilikuwa na lead to ni with Mwanzo being a song yenye ana regret how the relationship went. So with the following songs nilikuwa naona anatupeleka to how this came about. So niliview in that way that before anitoke 2 days after nitumie do, even ndio vile ilianza, right? So kulikuwa na idea ya no romance without finance, then concept ya Mola nipe mpenzi na pilipili, majirani na society kuingilia kati, and then not one for me, nishangaza sana vitu unafanya. So taking us to where it was like, and traveling back in time.
Any project ya Lexus Mshai, the first song, the first piece.
Dreams of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Dreams of Tomorrow. The first piece, I would say, is there's something it does. Myself in inaitwa. Like anaanza na the end, and then
junajua kuna, I think that was there's it was piece number 2.
Yeah, piece number 2, yeah.
Alifanya such a thing.
Yeah.
So even though nilichukua, and these songs about different states the relationship, though even with that being said, bado kuna lots of contradictions with the songwriting. Juu kwa Mola nipe mpenzi, which has highlights even with the harmonies, and then the instrumentation, the guitars, as umesema, ni within that first verse anatuambia how anataka mchumba wake na maybe ni time yake apate mchumba, ndio. Na when you get to the chorus anaishift, and so you get to ask yourself, unataka mchumba because unataka ama because wazazi unajua anakuambia utafute, because si ura premise for the first verse amesema ni mimi nataka, this is my time. Then also kuna another aspect ya the song whereby ni society ina pressure, majirani wanamcheka, si ndio? Ati so Mola nipatie mpenzi, ati hata mkiweza kunipangia ili ya arranged marriages mimi nitakuja. So kuna hiyo idea ya jamii na familia ku pressurize people to get into relationships, but kuna the premise which is a huge part of the song ya yeye kuitaka, and even the song Mola nipe, the idea Mola nipe mpenzi. So kuna some aspects of confusion hapo. Then pilipili, kuna a switch from pilipili to one for me, which is a quick transition. We are in love, ushapata mpenzi wako, then now you're not the one for me, kuna vitu nafanya zinashangaza. So and this is happening na inachanganya where the story is,
and then sherehe,
then Saturday night
anaingia bash na hapo single na mingle
into sherehe. So kuna a lot hapo with the sequencing as well as which affects the flow of the story, but also importantly need the songwriting ya is individual songs. Juu vile ameipanga na vile ameipremise with concept ya time, kuna place anatulead, kuna place anatupeleka, kuna specific direction that anataka tusonge na yeye through this. Then something else ni notice ni ni Mola nipe mpenzi akiongelea how wasichana wanakuanga.
Then Mola nipe mpenzi,
ndio sana wa Mombasa, the last verse going back. So do you want nini na happen na get, because sasa hiyo ni a point where you are responding to other people. Nimeambia wazazi wasichana siku hizi si wako trust, then that same idea happens kwa one for me, where you're sort of castigating gender even though mnafanyanga, and that's how ina appear. But after all these songs, sherehe, now the last part of the album, the last 4 songs zilikuwa poorly arranged, poorly sequenced. Hapo I lose the plot towards the end. After one for me,
sherehe,
then the interlude ilikuja place wrong. It's too late kwanza in the album for an interlude,
because there's 2 songs
left. Then I was thinking if angetaka kuzitumia bado, juu sometimes when artists do this in terms of sound where the song is more hyped, ama ni a song that inahusu a different theme, na tumeongelea with the interlude for a long time, for very many days on kwa channel. The reason it's an interlude, alikuwa na a chance ya kuifanya after one for me. So after then the last songs zingekuwa different themes completely. So after one for me, hiyo interlude kuongelea love na ingework, because ingekuwa ni kama unafunga history yote ya mapenzi. So unasema despite what you've gone through, you add some words that tie the idea, because venye ulisema how the words alitumia does not really build up from the previous songs na yendi pia after that as a follow up. So you say despite these experiences,
just follow through.
You say despite these experiences tumepitia, we are still royal and the like. Then when kwa sherehe, when kwa sherehe, then churches ina make sense pamoja. Then umalize na Ceylon, which is obviously iko on the far end.
Yeah, that's
even sonically. Kabisa. And then thematically too.
Yeah, everything.
Thematically as well, but ingekuwa at least better than the way it is, because after sherehe unaongelea mapenzi and how we are royal, then tunaingia cheche. Makes sense.
Or just expound if you're going through the whole with the album art, and there are these different portals, and in each portal it's a picture of him in a different outfit. So if there was an idea to be expounded upon, it would have been the theme he expresses in Ceylon, yake. Yeah. So because album art, I don't show anywhere anything about love. There's no photo of a lady or anything. It's just him. So if it's about time and time machine and taking us through this different
moments in
time, it would have been more engaging of a listen if he would have expounded upon his journey and then end with Ceylon. So from Mwanzo, like every song is about a different period kwa career yake, and then add the interlude, and so the interlude would represent the moment in time where his fortune starts to change, and then that's where you bring in the sherehe, you bring in the cheche, you bring in, because now you've flipped modes, you've gone from struggling to show people, to show yourself and show people around you that the path you may choose is the right one. And then finally venye amesema kuna watu limshika mkono. So after ameshika mkono, that's where you bring in the interlude and you talk about how we are royal and everything, human experience, and then you switch it. It would have been, first of all, more introspective, more personal, more engaging and different, because experiences za kila mse ni tofauti. Ingekuwa a more engaging listen. Again, there's nothing wrong with the songs, most of the songs, because I did enjoy most of the songs, but as a project, the project as a whole, it got very, very many question marks.
Na hivyo pia ndo nilifikiria when I got to Ceylon, one of the most interesting songs on the album, even musically, how sound, his vocal performance, then even kuna aspect ya storytelling with meeting this man, kuna some creativity to the song that engages you as a listener, and then the Ceylon child, keep going, path uko on ni the right one, na believe in vitu that una chase.
You could even, because it's a whole time machine. Sorry, I'm being all it's a whole time machine thing. You create a character along the lines of a Doctor Who. For those of you who know Doctor Who, the TARDIS, and the TARDIS is actually a teleportation in a time machine that takes you to different points in time. So you have this guy be your guide throughout your whole journey. And then you end with Ceylon, where he's now actually telling you, carry on with the journey.
Na even vile umesema, if that's the case, see, because you the Doctor Who reference na the idea, but even with that, to make it interesting, if you're creating this character and build through the songs, you keep the character silent to also build mystique, because they wanakuanga na hiyo mystique around them, because they are your guide, and then they've been here, they know what's happening, so wanakuambia even though kunaenda hapa kunaenda hivi, and you're building the mystique, and then on the last song you wanaongea something, so this is the person and this is what they are thinking and how they view life. Ingekuwa a great idea. Umesema hivyo nikafikiria nimefikiria Rick and Morty, also with portals, and now the sort of guide Unajua the guide and the person mwenye anakuwa guided, so that sort of relationship na idea. But yes, for
Ceylon, easy services, I mean see free. Tutaongea tu tuone kando.
Hatuwezi kosana. Hatuwezi kosana. Yes, but Ceylon was a highlight. Na the reason pia nilikuwa na feel hivyo, nikisema nilikuwa disappointed, nikisikiza the album, I was thinking you can still keep your love songs, 1 or 2 or however many, but with such a song nilikuwa najiambia, such a song in such a title and such an artwork, nilikuwa najiambia ilikuwa an opportunity ya kufanya more outside of just romantic songs. That kuna a huge chance, na hii pia si mara ya kwanza tumesema hii statement kwa hii channel, with artists na their song titles ama project titles and where it could have gone. Even though nilikuwa na feel vibaya nikisikia mara ya kwanza sana, that kulikuwa na a great opportunity ya kuenda to different worlds and different ideas, ku expand on songwriting creatively and to take us through. You feel it's literally you feel ni time machine, because you don't feel as if it's a time machine. Ukiisikiza. Apart from that and ideas regarding the concept, as far as the sounds, tumongelea the bassline kwa Empty Pockets, it sounded beautiful. Really then also pia kulikuwa na some xylophones. Then the lead guitar and the acoustics also colored the songs, the harmonies kwa some of the songs pia well zili stand out. So kuna highlights kwa the project that could have been bigger than what it is. Challenge with still instrumentation ilikuwa he's yet to master art ya his drums, where his drums zina match tone ya the rest of the instrumentation, something that pia nimeobserve kwa other projects that Edi ameshughulikia. Kuna EP ya Mathai hukukuwa but Matter of the Man to review, as well as From the Margins ya Orphanage. Kuna issue with the drums. Yes, kuna issue with the drums zake bado. And then the other thing also ilikuwa, another part of my disappointment nikisikiza, ilikuwa the inconsistent mixing the vocal performances. And that was it with Time Machine. Kuna any sentiments za kumalizia?
Consultancy services bado ziko tunai-launch soon. So yeah,
kama umesikiza Time Machine ya Ras Amor, kwa comment section tuambie maoni yako kuihusu, tutashukuru sana. Na Roger amesema mtutafute, we have empty pockets and we need something.
Speak for yourself, man.
Oh, Pole, mansion.
I mean, it is empty, but still.
Pole, it's a mansion.
Yeah, it's still a mansion. Ulilia kwa Land Rover. Because utalia ile. Then kwa bicycle. Utalia kwa bicycle. Ama ni juu ni uncomfortable. Okay. Sorry. We digress.
Kisha eka pesa kwa Empty Pockets, tunapia sipiga sherehe kiasi.
Mbaya mbovu, sio? Tujipate kangwari sana
kwa kuwatch. Shukran. Leave us your sentiments kwa comment section. Subscribe to the channel.
Mwaka na tao, sio? Yeah.